Hello, hello, my lovely Year 5 designers. Welcome to the first part of our Frugal Foods project. Today we're going to be sampling a very cheap and nutritious breakfast porridge. But it will be porridge with a difference as we're adding lots of nice ingredients to make it taste good and be even more nutritious. So it's going to be a bit like a cooking show today where your teacher is going to make the porridge, we're going to add extra ingredients and you're going to sample it. Right, let's get going. The basic porridge recipe is 50 grams of porridge oats to 300 millilitres of water. So I'm just weighing you out so you can see what 50 grams look like. But what we're going to be doing is 150 grams and 900 millilitres of water. This is so we can make a big amount which we can share between us. So we've tripled the usual recipe. You add your oats to the pan and then you add along with that your 900 millilitres of water. Just pour it straight in. And the idea is you're going to heat this up and then we're going to add extra ingredients to change the flavours. So you can see it's quite watery there, but that will all change as it cooks. We place the pan onto our hot plate and we turn it on to number 5 and we start moving. We want to keep moving around our porridge oats and water mixture because this will mean that we have a nice creamy porridge, but also it will stop it sticking to the bottom of the pan. We've obviously got to be very careful now because the pan and the hot plate are going to get very hot and we don't want to burn ourselves, so be careful. While the porridge is cooking, your teacher will ask two of you to prep up the other ingredients. So the first thing we're going to do is grate a carrot. You don't need to peel the carrot unless it's very mucky. Just make sure you give it a wash first. And you'll see that I've left the end of the carrot there. That stops us from grating our fingers on the grater. It is quite sharp, so you do have to take your time, but that will protect it. So somebody grate up the carrot, and then on another board somewhere else, someone can grate up the apple as well. If all the carrot doesn't come out, you just give it a tap with the knife. You can keep the blade cover on, the protective cover, that you don't need to take it off for this bit, but it helps just to scrape off any of the carrot. So somebody does the carrot and someone can grate the apple. And we don't need to peel the apple. We can just grate it straight on with the skin. That gives actually more fibre and more nutrition. So that's all being prepped whilst the porridge is cooking. You can see that it's really beginning to steam now. And as the liquid is evaporating, the water is evaporating steam there, you can see it's getting thicker, which is what we want. Our porridge is cooking nicely now, and you can see it's really creamy where we've stirred it around a lot. Now, as you can see, as I run my spoon through it now, where it's really got thick, you can see the bottom of the pan. That's what we want. That's how we know that it's ready. And we can also, if we stop stirring for a second, you can see there's nice big bubbles forming as well. So again, that shows that our porridge is nice and thick and ready to be turned into something a little bit more delicious. Need 2 mixing bowls for the next bit because we're going to be splitting our porridge into 3 parts. We're going to have the first part will be the apple, raisin and cinnamon. The second part will be the carrot and cardamom. So we've got our 2 bowls with our other ingredients in and we begin to spoon the porridge in. But remember, we're going to leave some porridge in the pan just as plain. Okay, it's about 5 or 6 spoonfuls in each of the bowls, which will leave a similar amount in the pan. So we stir in the porridge into the different ingredients to get the different flavours. So we've got our apple crumble flavour porridge at the top there, and I'm just mixing in the gajar ka halwa inspired porridge with the cardamom and the carrot. So when that's all stirred in, we're ready to sample. So we've got some little pots for you. I've got these little egg cups for me, but you've got little paper cups. And then you just take a tiny amount out of each of the 3 bowls, the carrot and the apple and the plain porridge. And you put a little bit in each of your pots. So you've got 3 pots with each of the different flavours for you to sample. About half a teaspoon in each, and then we'll have enough to share out. There we go, clear the decks and we're ready for tasting. I've put in some wooden spoons for you to use and you can get tasting. So this is the plain porridge and it's fine, but it is just of the oats, so it's quite nice to try something else. This is the apple, cinnamon and raisins. Really like that one, that works really well. And then this one is the carrot and the cardamom flavour inspired by the gajar ka halwa. and really nice. What I would say about those is they would be a lot nicer if the carrot and the apple were cooked in. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a second, because really you wouldn't just throw in those ingredients at the end, you'd cook them in as well. That would really help the flavours develop. Didn't do that because we've needed to cook with 3 hobs and 3 pans if we were doing that for this part, and we're just trying out the flavours. If you did want to cook these at home, this is how you do it. So when you put in your oats and your water for your portion, you would also add in at this stage the grated carrot and a little bit of the cardamom and mix it all in and cook it all together. That would make it really good. Then with the apple crumble porridge, it's the same thing. With your 50 grams of oats and your water, you would add some grated apple and raisins or sultanas and cinnamon at that stage and cook it all through. So if you wanted to have a go, that's how you do it. You could also get creative and add other ingredients to that basic porridge mix. You may be adding banana and cocoa powder. You could make a banana chocolate muffin inspired porridge. Another cheap way of adding fruit is to use frozen fruits, because that tends to be much cheaper, and you could do frozen fruit with a teaspoon of peanut butter to make something like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich inspired porridge. So while you're taste testing the 3 different porridges we've created today, you could also be thinking about other ideas working as designers. Enjoy sampling the porridge. Bye everybody, take care.